time to get the job done.
Welcome to the channel Play Games with Harvey97. Today, we will hear the continuation of the story. The echoes of the silver compass. Her voice softened. But this choice is yours. Lightning roared across the sky. The monolith pulsed violently, cracks widening, shadows spilling faster. There was no more time. Alden stepped forward, compass glowing bright in his trembling hands. He had to choose. The storm roared like a living beast as Alden stood before the heart of the rift. The compass burned in his hands, glowing with a silver intensity that seemed to pulse in time with his own heartbeat. Ceres watched him closely, her expression unreadable, yet filled with a quiet sadness. The colossal monolith cracked again, letting out a low, thunderous groan. Darkness spilled from its wounds like thick smoke. "Alden," Ceres said softly, "if you hesitate any longer, the rift will swallow this place, and everything connected to it." Alden's breath trembled. Two paths, both impossible. Sacrifice himself to heal the rift, or destroy the compass and doom Ceres's world. He gripped the compass tighter. "I don't want to lose you," he whispered. "But I can't let your world die either." Ceres stepped closer, placing her hand over his. "My world was never meant to survive forever," she said. "But you could return home. You could live, explore, draw maps no one else could ever imagine." Alden shook his head. "That's not why I came here." Ceres's eyes warmed with something like pride. "Then choose, cartographer." Alden turned toward the monolith, the storm swirling faster, sparks of violet lightning dancing along its surface. The compass vibrated, almost guiding him, as if urging him to understand something deeper. And suddenly, he did. He realized that the compass was not merely a tool. It was a bridge, a connection between realms, a living memory of places forgotten, places lost, places erased. It didn't want destruction. It wanted harmony. Alden exhaled. "I'm not choosing either option." Ceres blinked. "What?" Alden stepped toward the heart. "There must be a third path. One the compass hasn't shown yet, because no one has ever tried." He closed his eyes. Alden pressed the compass against the monolith. Light exploded from the contact point, blinding silver that cut through the storm. The compass needle spun rapidly, then froze, pointing not at a direction, but at Alden's chest. Ceres gasped. "Alden, stop." But it was too late. The light spread across the monolith, crawling over its surface in fractal patterns. The cracks stopped widening. The shadows froze mid-flow. The storm paused, as if holding its breath. Alden felt something immense flow through him, like a river of memories. He saw worlds collapsing, worlds being born. He saw the history of the compass, forged by ancient navigators who believed every realm should remain connected, but balanced. He saw previous bearers who failed, those who tried to seal the rift or destroy it, and in doing so created the catastrophe they feared. The compass whispered one truth into his mind. Do not choose destruction or sacrifice. Choose connection. Alden stretched his hand toward Ceres. "Come here." She hesitated for only a moment before rushing to his side. Light wrapped around them both, silver and violet intertwining like two rivers merging. Alden placed Ceres's hand on the compass. "Your world shouldn't die," he said. "And I shouldn't disappear. We unify the rift instead. Together." Ceres's eyes widened. "You're rewriting the map." Alden smiled through the brilliance of the light. "That's what cartographers do." Rebirth of the rift. The monolith responded. It cracked open, slowly, gently, like a seed bursting with new life. Instead of darkness, radiant light poured out, forming bridges of shimmering energy that extended into the sky in every direction. Not destruction, not sealing, connection. The storm transformed, becoming a vast constellation of pathways linking countless realms. Worlds that had drifted apart were drawn together. Lost landscapes reappeared. Forgotten cities shimmered into existence. Ceres watched in awe as her realm stabilized, its edges reinforcing, its skies brightening. "You did it," she whispered. Alden swayed, exhausted. "We did it." The compass, drained of its glow, cooled in his hands. It had fulfilled its purpose. And then, a new path appeared before them, a glowing road stretching between Ceres's world and Alden's own. A door that would not close. Ceres turned to him, silver eyes soft. So, what now? Alden looked at the path, at the sky, at Ceres, and for the first time, he didn't feel lost. He felt found. I think, he said slowly, there's a whole new map to draw. Ceres smiled. And I will walk it with you. As the light of the reborn rift spread across the skies, Alden and Ceres stepped forward, together, toward a future where worlds were no longer separate, where explorers could travel between realms, where maps had no borders. A future waiting to be charted. The moment Alden and Ceres stepped onto the new path, the world shifted once more, smoothly this time, like a page turning in a book rather than a reality tearing apart. The glowing road beneath their feet carried them gently across the sky, stretching between two realms like a bridge woven from starlight. Alden glanced over the edge. Below them, hundreds of floating fragments of different worlds drifted like islands, one covered in blue sand dunes, another with waterfalls that flowed upward, another with forests made of crystal. All of them now part of the newly connected network of realms. Ceres walked beside him, her cloak shimmering more brightly than before. We stabilized the rift, she said softly, but something still feels incomplete. Alden nodded. The compass hasn't vanished. That means our work isn't done. In his hand, the compass, now dull and cracked, suddenly twitched. The needle flickered weakly, then pointed toward a distant horizon where a massive arch floated like a gateway carved from the night sky. Ceres frowned. That wasn't there before. Alden smiled faintly. Then it must be important. As they approached, Alden felt a strange pressure in the air, like a silent hum vibrating through his bones. The archway towered above them, large enough for a giant to walk through. Symbols carved into its surface shifted subtly, rearranging themselves every few seconds. Alden traced one of the glowing runes with his fingers. I've seen these before, he whispered. On the compass, on the rift, and on the obelisk from the island. Ceres looked at him sharply. That means this gateway has existed for far longer than any of us imagined. The compass needle trembled violently now, as though warning them. A cold wind blew through the arch, carrying the faint scent of smoke, and something else. Something metallic. Something ancient. Alden stepped closer, and then the arch lit up. A beam of radiant blue light shot upward like a pillar, connecting with the fractured sky. The ground shook. The air tightened. A shape emerged inside the arch. Not a person. Not an animal. A machine. It floated effortlessly, humanoid in shape but built from liquid metal that shifted constantly. Its face was smooth, blank, except for a single glowing line that functioned as an eye. Ceres stepped in front of Alden protectively. "What are you?" she demanded. The machine tilted its head. Its voice was neither male nor female, resonating like a chorus of tuned bells. "I am Echo 11, custodian of the original map. Designation, Archive Guardian." Alden blinked. Original map. The machine drifted closer. For millennia, the realms were united by a single cartographic construct, the Great Map. It sustained balance, prevented collapse, guided travelers. But then, its voice dimmed. Someone shattered it. Ceres's eyes widened. That caused the rift. Yes. Alden stepped forward slowly. But why did it shatter? Echo 11's single eye glowed brighter. That knowledge was erased. A chill ran down Alden's spine. Ceres whispered, "Erased, like the places the compass leads to." The machine nodded. Precisely. Fragments of the Great Map were scattered across the realms. The compass was one such fragment. Alden tightened his grip on the broken compass. So if we gathered the others, you could reconstruct the Great Map, Echo 11 finished, and restore full stability to all realms. Alden exhaled, his heart pounding. A new quest, and a far greater one. Ceres stood taller, determination burning in her silver eyes. "How many fragments are left?" Echo 11's voice lowered. 3. Alden nodded slowly. "Where are they?" The machine paused, processing. Then the archway behind it shimmered, revealing a new path, a darker one, less stable, twisting into the unknown like a snake made of shadows and stars. The first fragment lies in the labyrinth of rooted time, Echo 11 said. A place where the past does not stay still, and the future watches you. Alden breathed out a shaky laugh. Of course it does. Saris smirked. You wanted adventure, cartographer. He grinned back. And we've only just started. Hand in hand, they stepped through the archway. The portal closed behind them with a thunderous pulse, and the hunt for the fragments of the great map began. The world shifted the moment Alden and Saris crossed the threshold. Colors collapsed inward, stretching into threads of gold, violet, and deep crimson before snapping into place around them. The air grew still. Too still. Alden blinked, adjusting to the new landscape. They stood in a vast forest, ancient, silent, and impossibly still. Massive trees towered over them, their trunks thick as mountains, their roots twisting into the ground like the spines of buried beasts. The leaves above shimmered like glass, reflecting moments that did not belong here. Alden as a child, drawing his first map. Saris learning to manipulate starfire. Worlds Alden had never seen. Worlds Saris had never dreamed of. The forest shimmered with time, living and replaying memories like a broken mirror. Saris stepped closer, her voice hushed. This is not a normal place. Alden nodded. This is the labyrinth. A deep, resonant hum trembled through the roots under their feet. The trees seemed to breathe, slow, deliberate breaths that pulled time in and exhaled it out in fractured fragments. And then the compass twitched. Its cracked needle began to spin in tight circles. Saris frowned. That's not good. No, Alden said. It means the fragment is close, but unstable. A sudden sound broke the stillness. Crunch. Alden froze. Saris raised her hand, weaving a sphere of starlight that hovered above her palm. Something moved behind the nearest tree, something large. The massive trunk shivered. A creature emerged. It was taller than any creature Alden had ever seen, built from tangled roots and shards of crystal, glowing faintly with shifting memories. Its head was shaped like a deer's skull, but carved from polished stone. Its eyes were hollow, filled with swirling sands of time. It stepped forward, its footsteps echoing like falling stones. Alden whispered, "Is that alive?" Saris swallowed. "In the labyrinth, everything is." The creature lifted its head and spoke, not with words, but with layered echoes overlapping each other. "Who walks the rootsoft, I mean?" Alden stepped forward cautiously. "We're searching for a fragment. A piece of the great map." The creature tilted its head. "The map is wounded. Time leaks. The roots rot." Saris lowered her sphere of light slightly. "Then let us heal it." The forest shuddered. The keeper's hollow eyes fixed on Alden. "You carry the compass, a map of what was lost. But can you face what you have forgotten?" Alden's breath caught. Before he could speak, the keeper lowered its head to the ground. Its antlers pulsed with pale light, and the world around them melted. Trees dissolved. Roots spiraled upward like smoke. The sky folded inward. Suddenly Alden stood, alone, in a small lamplit workshop. His workshop. His old one. Back in Grey Harbor. The smell of old parchment and ink